Good evening, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solo Nex and some basic equipment. The equipment I'll be using in this video is the full Void Armor set with an Amulet of Fury, a Ring of Vigor, dual Drago Rapiers. Now you can use any Dragors you'd like to. The longsword and the maces work just as well. There is about a 1% indifference of the effectiveness of the weapons, so they're all okay to use. A Penance Aura, you don't necessarily need it, but it does give you a nice prayer restoration when you do get hit. A Royal Bolts, which will be used along with the Royal Crossbow we will be bringing, and Rage Fire Boots. Now these can be replaced with any other boots you'd like. The Dragon Rider are fairly cheap and do work as well if you'd like to use those. And now for our abilities, what we're going to be using is the abilities that start off with Slice, Sever, Kick, Decimate, Sever. Now those are going to be your 5 basic abilities that we're going to be using during the duration of this skill. The next 4 are going to be your threshold abilities, which are going to be Assault, Destroy, Slaughter, and Debilitate. Now those are the 4 thresholds, and the one ultimate you'll be using is Berserk. Now that does let you hit significantly higher, which will about double for the next 10 seconds. And you can also use Freedom and Surge. Now for the inventory, we're going to start off by pulling out a yak, and we're going to fill that with 30 rocktails. Let's get this filled up. Sorry, the Berserk duration is 20 seconds, so a little bit more useful. And now that the yak's full, our inventory is going to consist of 1 Overload Flask, an Adrenaline Flask, and about 5 Super Restores. You can use Prayer Pots as well, but they both work about the same. A few Brews, just for extra healing, so you can click Rocktail and Brew at the same time to get an extra healing in there. And we'll also be using a Unicorn Stallion pouch with a few scrolls. I'd suggest bringing a little over 10 or 20. And we're also going to be using any shield you'd like. I'm using a Spirit Shield just so I can show you that it can be done with just some low level equipment. And a Royal Crossbow, as well as finishing off the rest of the inventory with Rocktails. Now we're going to organize this around a little bit. And also, one more thing we are going to bring is a Ring of Wealth, so it does increase our chances of receiving an Ancient Item Armor drop by just a slight percent. Now, with that being said, we will start to enter the room. And before you do so, the quick curses you can select are Protect from, well, actually Deflect Magic, Protect Item, and Turmoil. Now you don't necessarily need quick prayers, but these are the ideal ones that I like to use. So we get into the next room, and we'll run up to the first minion on the top left hand side, which is Fumus. Now once Nex spawns, we will be attacking Fumus with some basic abilities so we can get 100% adrenaline. Just so we can do some extra damage in the beginning of the kill. Now Nex most likely will run off into a vast area of the map where she will run right next to you and start attacking you, even if you didn't get full adrenaline. But that's alright too. So it looks like she ran away for now. So after we get our adrenaline, you don't need 100% adrenaline, but it does help speed through the kill a little bit. So after that's done, we are going to run around the room and find Nex. We will overload, protect from melee, because our melee hits can be devastating, and we will start attacking it. And you can use any combination of attack if you'd like. The Assault ability is probably the most damaging, followed by Destroy. When she says there it is, you can click Slaughter because the bleeding effects do carry through. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for it to come back to you, you can put a shield on and click Resonance, because that can be an extra little bit of healing that'll be helpful for the kill. Now you'll continue to use basics, or any abilities you have, until she calls us the first minion. Alright, now she says Fumus don't fail me. You'll switch to your Royal Crossbow, and you will protect magic while she's maging you, and put on the Anguish Curse. which does help increase your accuracy at damage of range. Now once you run up to Fumus, you'll start attacking it with a bunch of range abilities. You can click basics, or you can click piercing shot, which is a basic attack, and you can click you can click snapshot, which is another threshold, and you can click rapid fire, which does do a lot of damage to the minion in a few seconds, about 6,000 hits in 2-3 seconds. Now that we're on the shadow phase, you will be wanting to protect from range and doing a bunch of basic abilities, and you can also get some thresholds in there if you'd like to. The trick on this phase is to avoid being hit lots of damage, is running up to it, doing 2 basic attacks, or 1 if you'd like to, and run away from it so these shadows don't consume you. Now that just means you're going to be hit by some small shadows that will deal constant 100 damage, and to avoid those you simply run away from Nex. Now you'll keep doing like so, running up and attacking. Until she calls the next minion. Sometimes it may take a while, sometimes it won't. Now that she said Umbra, you will put on your royal crossbow, turn on an anguish curse again, run up to the minion and start doing some ranged abilities. Now you're going to want to watch out for these shadows that will spawn under you. They can hit almost about 4,000 damage in one of those hits, so they can be pretty devastating. And now that you've killed Umbra, you want to switch to your dual weapons and attack next to get to the blood phase. Now you can start off by clicking Berserk and doing a little bit of damage to these Reavers. Now once you've done that, you can start attacking next. Another trick here is similar to the shadow phase. If you run up and click a basic attack and run off, she won't melee you every single time, which can take away quite a bit of your food. Now you'll keep doing a bunch of basic abilities while Berserk is active, so you can hit lots of 3000s. Those are nice. Now she may siphon a few times during a kill, and that's perfectly okay. But once she's said a siphon will solve this, run to a nearby Reaver and start hitting it. And keep attacking next. There we got Kruger. Now we'll run a Kruger with our royal crossbow equipped. Once again switch to the Anguish Prayer and do a few ranged abilities until she gets to the ice phase. Now once that we have killed Kruger, the trick is to switch to your main hand weapon and your shield, and we will run down to the southernmost bridge in the next room. Once we lure her down here, you're going to want to do this in quick succession. We'll tag her to the ice phase, click Anticipation, and run to a special spot, which allows us to click Escape if you're facing backwards, like I just did there, or Surge if I were to face forward, which I will show you shortly here. Now a shield definitely helps through this phase because it will save you quite a bit of food. When she does contain this, you're going to want to run a little bit away so you don't get hit by all those sickles that'll come going at you at a fast speed. Now after a few hits, run back to this spot. Before you do that, remember to click Anticipation so you can use Escape. Now as you can see there, it didn't work, but that's quite alright. It has a very low chance that it won't work, or perhaps you clicked Anticipation a little bit late, but that's perfectly alright. It does happen quite commonly. Now keep doing a bunch of basic abilities or thresholds until she goes to the next phase. Run back to the spot. Now you can surge forward. There we are. And keep attacking next until she says Glacies. Now when she says Glacies, you switch to royal crossbow and turn on the English prayer once more. Run up to it and start doing some basics. And keep in mind, contain this can be pretty devastating, so make sure you run when she says that. And before she's about to do the prison, we'll run to the spot and click Anticipation. Now she did it again. We'll click Surge to avoid you using adrenaline or eating lots of food from taking a prison hit. Now once we get that, we will start attacking the minion once more. Keep in mind rapid fire does do lots of damage, so that's also always a nice ability to use. Now we will tag Nex and get it to the Zara's phase. Now there are a few tricks for this phase that you might want to keep in mind. For example, one of them is you're going to want to have your shield equipped for the duration of this phase, by the way. And one thing you want to do is when it's attacking you, which will be the whole phase, you will have your shield on, walk away one step, and you will take off your prayer for a second, turn on resonance, and let it hit you so you can be healed. And then quickly turn your prayer back on after she's hit you. And by doing so, you'll receive a few thousand life points from a magic hit. If she decides to mage you, that is. She may melee, which is perfectly fine. Now you're going to be wanting to do this a lot because it can heal you quite a bit. That 162 heal wasn't too great, but oh well, maybe the next one will be better. And you will want to keep Mage Spray on the entire kill because her mage attacks can hit just about 4,000, so they can do some pretty high hits. Okay, walk away, click Resonance, take off prayer. Some more hit points. And if she protects range, then you don't have to worry about her soul splitting or protecting melee. Preparation is always a nice ability to use because it will reduce the cooldown of resonance, so you can keep healing more. Walk away, click resonance, take off prayer. Free hit points. We're going to turn her prayer on and start attacking again. As you can see, she did take off range spray, but that's alright. Just remember, make sure not to attack when she's protecting melee to avoid being hit. I will show you. Like so. If you attack Nex whilst deflecting, it will reflect some damage onto you, which can be quite devastating. Now once again, we can walk away. And there we are, a free heal. Now it's just about dead. There, when she dies, switch to your Ring of Wealth. And there you have it. And I do believe I have a little bit of food remaining. Yep, I ended up with a decent amount of food remaining. And what you can do is, doing this method, you can get a few kills a trip with using a shield. Higher tier equipment, as like Torva or Tetsu, will help greater. Tetsu being the, I believe, the best because you will consume less food because you have higher defense. But Torva does let you hit a little bit higher than Void, and it has a nice life points and defense boost. So those are pretty good armors to use. And the next video I will be showing you how to get a few souls in one trip. Now keep in mind you can use dual Dragors for the entire kill. It will speed it up. But if you like to use shield for the ice phase and the Zara's phase, it will almost guarantee you a kill. So that way you may not run short of food. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, go ahead and let me know. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, and I will be able to answer them as soon as I see them. Thanks. Bye-bye.